Good day to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So, Prof, as I earlier said in my introduction, the multiplier effect of this new price or pump price nationwide. Let's have your thought on it, sir.
Well, first of all, there are three constituencies that you will need to look at. First is the household, the ordinary man on the street. How is it impacting on him? Two is the companies, the 42 million MSMEs. How is it impacting on them? Then three is the government. How is it affecting government? And then how is it affecting the entire economy? So let's take it one by one. The household, they're going to have more money available to them because you are taking away a lot of their bills. The high transport costs, especially during this Yuletide period season, this Ember period season. Then also you have their cost of energy. Even the generator you use in your house, any energy that you use in your house, it comes back. Then you have all the surplus, you are going to plow back in buying more things. So household consumption is likely to increase because of all these savings. And that means GDP is going to increase. Then you come to the companies that are spending a lot more on production are going to spend less because the fuel affects their energy bill. How many? Over 60% are running on generators anyway. Then it's going to affect transportation costs. It's the biggest factor in transportation costs of raw materials and even finished products. Then it will also affect their savings. So they are going to save more, and that means they're going to produce more. So aggregate output will going to increase, and that GDP increases with that. So you can see how that affects both in terms of government, which is the third element on GDP. Government expenditure would increase because you are going to free more revenue for government, and you are going to bring more revenue to government. Because can you imagine how much money government is expecting from Dangote? He says in the fullness of time they could be getting $21.1 billion. Does the government altogether get $21 billion? Now, one person, one company is going to be giving you that. At the moment, it's more like $6.4 billion on two commodities, which is polypropylene and the fertilizer, and not to even talk about jet fuel. So there are sweetness coming our way, wherever we look at it. And then the overall economy, you see the impact on inflation. Exactly. Nobody wants to give credit at all to what Dangote means to inflation. Remember when this time last year, he piloted this distribution where he absorbed the cost of distribution, and that was when inflation now bent down and started coming down. Because he took away all the high cost of transportation, all the hula balu in fuel importation, and all the holding of fuel and long queues and all of that. Now he's gone well above by putting 1.7 trillion on the line from 4 to 7,000, 10,000 CNG trucks, all heading out to deliver fuel at no cost. And then now, not to talk of crashing the price by 129 naira. So the impact, the impact on the economy is going to be phenomenal. So apart from extra revenue government is earning from the forex and the stability of the forex regime, the central bank and monetary policy, and that also brings in more investment. In fact, the fact that he's making this fight and winning that fight is sending massive signal to investors. Come here, we are ready to work with you. And then he also said to all the players in Nigeria, can you imagine $50 billion is going to refinery in Ondo State. Bua is doing his own in Akwa Ibom. Then you have another one in Lagos, and you have 3 modular refineries. Can you imagine all these guys coming together? It's not just for Nigeria. Nigeria is only consuming 50 million, which Dangote is producing anyway, more than that. But the fact is that we are now, the dream of having a refining hub in Nigeria is reality. So you're going to see more announcements.
Exactly.
And then when in the next 1 month or two he heads out to the capital market, he's going to be targeting $200 billion, which would even make him the 9th richest man in the world. And his company will come with $100 billion revenue turnover. his company will be among the first 100 biggest company in the world.
Exactly.
So, I mean, Nigeria, we've never had it so good. We've never ever had it so good where this country has been put in a not only a recovery position, but in a stage where we can accelerate. All the things we can dream now, and it's a dream that will come true.
Exactly.
In terms of opening up the space.
Exactly.
Now look at Texas. Texas has 32 refineries, and with almost 5,000 petrochemical industries surrounding them. All of them are exporting. They are not there for America; they are for the world. So you can see how where Nigeria is heading up. If you look at Africa last year consumed $20 billion on petroleum products, of which half of it came from Nigeria. So you can see the whole market of Africa that we are opening up to, and so you're going to see good time ahead. But then there are other areas. He became more inclusive by saying to the likes of Ip Man that are about over 60% of the supply chain, the distribution sector. He says to them, I will meet you at your point of need. I will deliver your product to you. I want to reduce the quantity you can expose yourself to 250,000 barrels. And even going to give you 10-day credit. So I bring the fuel to your station. Within 5 days, you wouldn't sell it, they would have sold everything. But even then, he's giving them 10 days. So what are you going to worry about?
Interesting.
You don't have it.
Exactly. Prof, so sorry to cut you in, but there's one aspect of this Dangote coming up on board that many still want to understand. For instance, the Alhaji Dangote said something. He said it's about the Nigerian first policy. Nigerian first policy. Some people are asked, what does it really mean from Dangote saying Dangote refinery is about Nigerian first policy? Can you help us to expound that from your own understanding of what you mean by that?
We didn't start that. Donald Trump started it, and so we took advantage of it. So we are more Trump than anything else. So the thing is this: there are certain things that Nigerian first policy means prioritize Nigeria, and I've given you the three major beneficiaries. The household is benefiting. The industries, the 230 million are benefiting. The 42 million MSMEs are benefiting. The government is benefiting, both in terms of revenue and then in inflation coming down and all the things. So all the buttons, all the ticks are there. Now, but there are more things coming. I have to tell you this. One major aspect of Nigerian first policy is consume what you produce and produce what you consume. We have an import-dependent economy that has structurally prohibited us from growing and advancing our economy. So it continues to be, when you are import dependent, you know what it means. You are exporting your jobs by exporting raw materials. And then you are importing poverty on the other hand. And then if you look at the value chain of any product, the raw material tends to earn between 10 to 15% of the value chain, the price. Then somebody goes through the middle to process them, add value, and then you come to a final product where you are going to be paying 100%. There's no way your economy is structured on getting only 15% of a value chain and then going to borrow money and borrow more money to purchase the product at the end of the value chain. It's not going to work. The meaning of it is perpetual dependence. It means emasculation of your productive forces. That is what it means. And that's what Dangote is fighting. He says enough of it. Enough of it, because our structure, what we inherited was that structure where we will continue to depend, which means you will never allow your refineries there to work. You continue to yield to international importation of substandard goods. So that has to come to an end. And it requires a fight. You can't wish it. Nobody will open a door for you. You have to force that door wide open. And that's what has happened now. And Nigerians are all going to be better for it. So this is the point. So and then another thing is coming. Because both houses of Senate and Federal House of Rep have approved 30% mandatory value addition on our raw materials.
Exactly.
I have fought for this with the Minister of Science and Technology and Raw Materials Research Council. I've gone to the TV, to channels to defend this. It has been approved by the two of them. It's sitting with the president, awaiting accent. And I'm saying to the president, please, president, sign that bill. nothing. Sign it because this is Mark II of our PIA. This is second one, so that you put a floor of 30% on all our raw materials, including crude, so that we can start adding value. You are not telling investors, come here, I'll protect you. I'll protect your hold your raw material at 30% so you can protect them. If you don't hold this by law, they're not coming. Where will you come? I have people who are in cassava, brought all the equipment from China. They can't do cassava flour or starch because we haven't got the raw materials. We're exporting the raw cassava. So no, if you put that ban, then people will now come in and know you're serious to come and start investing in processing and then raising the employment. Look at how many people are being employed. From 650,000 barrels a day, with over 50,000 people. You now double that number when you go to 1.4 million barrels a day. So it is happening right in our face.
Exactly. And talking about happening right now in our face, although there are some people who still argue about price competitiveness, how do you see this coming in with price competitiveness of Dangote determining his own price and others importers who are still there trying to fix their price above 840, 860? But the competitiveness of the pricing, how do you think we can sustain it with this Dangote initiative?
Well, what has triggered is a trade war. It has been triggered. So I have seen that the competitors are now reducing their price to anything between 703 naira to 800. The more the merrier. So that the people will benefit. We've been under this yoke since 1970. We've been under this yoke. Let the people benefit from this thing. So let's have more war. And there'll be more and more of it when these other capacities come in. So this is the point. So, and it's going to, the marketers are losing about 100 billion naira monthly. What is 100 billion naira monthly when Dangote has lost more than 4 trillion in all this shenanigans? He's losing money on his production, but he doesn't care because it's a fight worth what. This man can decide not to sell 1 liter of petrol in Nigeria because he can export all of them. He has the export market, but this battle has to be joined, and he has joined that battle for future generation. Let's open the space, and it's not just about oil. Have you not seen what he did? 1 trillion naira investment on education, and he targeted it to STEM, science, technology, engineering, and maths, making sure that he's going to train future workforce for the technological revolution and industrialization scheme for this country, and putting women on the driving seat. Have you not seen that? Have you not seen the kind of money that this guy is putting? He has even committed 25% of his earning into education trust. Who else is doing that? Who else is doing it with that magnitude? And then come and see, it was such a day. It was such a day I never dreamt would happen when the Minister of Education came out to align the federal policy to his policy, the strategy to his strategy, and then give marching order to his MDAs to collapse and work together and then deliver. That is beautiful. And that's what you should expect other ministers to do. And not doing transaction and all these transactional things they're doing. Focus on supporting the president to achieve his dream that benefits everybody. That's the point.
Interesting.
So yes, the answer to your question is yes. The trade war is here, and the more the merrier.
Exactly.
Let the music play.
When the music play, who will be dancing? Nigerians will be dancing to Dangote, or they will be dancing to the hip man side.
No, wait a minute. Wait until January, February when he starts selling the shares.
Exactly.
Then you will see him heading to a capitalization of $200 billion. You see his turnover going to $100 billion. And then you see how he migrates from number 58 or 53 richest man to number 7 or 8 or 9. It's going to happen. His company will be among the first 100 biggest companies in the world. And it's all to what? To Nigeria's economic pride. And then he's helping us kick off this fight of economic independence. So who has anything? We have nothing to lose. And all those who think that he's up is about monopoly. Monopoly of what? What is monopoly? Monopoly when $50 billion one is coming in Ondo, when the 3 modular refineries are coming, Bua is already coming, all of them will have combined capacity of over 3 million barrels a day. So where is the monopoly coming from? Nigeria only consumes 50 million. He is producing more than that. So it is about looking into the future is the hub that he wants to create, refining hub here to supply to the world.
Exactly.
Now, that market has been conquered.
Exactly. And talking about the future for Nigeria, energy security is the best bet if we really want to secure Nigerian economy future. So do you see this Dangote initiative bringing us into that future of energy security as we all want it to be?
He has taken that bold step. And now listen, all those funny refineries and the people who are blending A, B, C, and C, making it for special African market, all those 2,000 ppm of sulfur and 1,800. Look, they have to go and kiss their. It's not going to happen anymore. 4 already shut down. More will shut down. So why do you create company? You can't sell those fuel to your home country. Then you design them and blended them to come and dump them here and kill all our engines and destroy our health, cancer here. Let them swallow their own poison. The day of judgment is here.
Interesting. Prof, let's also take this issue to the dimension of the aspect of regulatory agencies, the NUPRI and the NPDRA, that we just saw the new change of head. So what do you expect from these new managers of Nigerian Upstream Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Agency, as well as the Nigerian Downstream Midstream Downstream Petroleum Agency? The two agencies that initially we have always had issue with Dangote, but now they have a new set of management.
Well, to begin with, I'm so sorry about the fact that Benga was affected, because it's a collateral damage.
Exactly, because many people were not expecting. Prof, many people were not expecting.
I wasn't expecting it, because this guy was delivering the goods.
Exactly.
He's got a lot of things going, and then he's done the first round, and he's doing the second round. Big, but it's a pity. It's just a collateral damage. But nevertheless, we have to move forward. Now the issue is this. PIA implementation, that is what the issue is. PIA has specific recommendations. One, that you have to deliver fuel, crude, what they call domestic crude obligation. Deliver crude to the local refineries first, and then they can export the balance. That is not happening. Because the man that has 700,000 barrels a day requirement is only getting 70,000, at most 100,000. So where is the other 600,000? And that's why I'm saying to government, put a tax on non-DCO compliance. So that 600,000 that is not being supplied to, tax it, minimum of 5% tax, and then government can keep the money. Because Dangote is still paying that extra premium to get this in through the back door. It's not going to happen. It shouldn't continue to happen. So that's one. And then they also have to be mindful of the fact that not only that we are going to be supplying to local domestic, they should be preparing themselves for a zero export of our crude from inland. Forget about what happens out sea, because the law is on its way. So he has to start preparing the ground for that. Then on the case of NMDPRA, because that one is a joke. First, you haven't got a laboratory. Go and build a laboratory, just as NMPC, go and build one. And first of all, go and visit Dangote to see the one that he has that meets international standards. So at least when new things come in, you go there and check it and confirm. Number two, go and tell us, go and find out how much we are consuming in this country. Well, because you are just working with figures up your head. And then, subjecting this company to, I think maybe the EFCC needs to go in to have a second look and open all the files of previous investigation. That's what is going on. We are playing with fictitious figures here. Go and establish the quantity. Then three, go and visit, you and your management, go and visit Dangote to see and verify that he's doing 50 million every day. Go and visit and check. And then go and visit the laboratory and confirm, so that you can work together. Stop this whole distancing and all that. And if, Fidel Castro says, if you don't take a revolution, the revolution will overtake you. So that's my advice to the new management. Focus on the 3 critical issues that you have to do. And I also hear that they are trying to pay $200 billion naira. This whole subsidy thing where you subsidy, this
exactly
nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Just look at how rotten the whole scheme is. And you are making the people pay for this. It's enough is enough. So I wish the new person well, but you need to know where, if a chicken says, if you don't know where they started beating you, you won't know when it stops beating you.
Exactly.
So you need to go so that you can advise the NEPRC of the correct requirement, crude requirement in the country, and then they can make sure that will satisfy local demand.
Interesting.
That is the job. Their job is cut out for them.
Exactly. People are still asking about the 4 national refineries. That what is still happening? The Ojulari-led management of NNPC have not given us the right information that we need. But from your side, what do you think is happening to those 4 refineries as they stand right now? The 4 national refineries.
It's just a black hole sinking all our dollars. And I've had an appeal to federal government. Please, let the unions take it free. Let the unions combine, please, let them combine with the oil marketers to go and take it free. Let them bring their partners. Let them go and do, if they want to do co-location, whatever they want to do, give it to them. NNPC should get out of that area where they are burning our resource and are paying salaries for workers who are not working. They're not doing them any good. So give them, they call it management buyout. Give it to them. Dangote bought 2 before. You gave him back the $750 million. I want it free. Give it free to them so that we can have peace. Please.
Prof, are you saying that the unions could take charge of this and do something different?
It's called management buyout. Who runs it? Is it not union members that are running the thing? All the engineers, are they not engineers of the company? Let them take it and run it free. What is the problem? Many people that will combine with them and all these oil marketers. You know what Obasanjo did during cement? He says, if you don't show me a cement factory, you will not import any clinker.
Exactly.
So Nigerian president should say to these oil companies, you cannot import any crude here, any refined product if you don't show me your refinery.
Exactly. Now, Prof, let's quickly dive in.
They just show the refinery. They go in there and then, you can import when you can show me where you're investing.
Exactly.
That's the answer.
Let's quickly dive into the 2026 budget. We have a budget benchmark for oil production at 1.8 million barrels per day at a $64.88 per the price mechanism for this oil for 2026. But what's your take on this oil production, 1.8, and the price? Recall that we suffer so much of the price with a $75 benchmark for 2025 budget. But let's have your thoughts on this, sir.
It's a shame. Honestly, because the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning, they owe an apology to the President and also to the National Assembly. National Assembly does not originate a bill. They originate a budget. They just oversee it and then make sure that public hearing and all the scrutiny goes, but they are not the ones that are originating it. It is what the executive gives to them that they toy with, and then they go. And now look at the story. Tinubu has achieved so much in many areas. Look at agriculture. He has turned agriculture around. And agriculture is now driving the collapse in our inflation. Look at the schools and the education. You can see how the minister is jumping up and down. Brilliant. Take the health. See how the minister for health, even at the heat of Donald Trump threatening to attack us here, they are signing an agreement to come and put in $5 billion, 3+2. So, I mean, you can see ministers that are working. They look at the inland the one of immigration and all that stuff, see how it's working. So, why do we have, what was going on with the economic planning? I don't see any economic planning going on. Then budgeting is fiasco, taking us back 10 years behind. We have a fiscal law. They refuse to look at this fiscal law, and they heavily politicize the budgeting process by inflating the figures. Now, I have said it in many TV stations. You have a fiscal law. Read that law. That law governs fiscal strategy paper and medium-term expenditure framework. There are principles. You choose a benchmark based on the forecast on crude prices. As we stand today, the forecast for this quarter, which we are, is $68. But in the next 2 weeks, we enter a new quarter of first quarter. It will collapse to $58. It will go to 54 second quarter, 54 third quarter, 58. So the fact of the matter is that these are the areas you should go. Senate said $60. They went and brought it up again to 64.85. Nonsense, you're going to have a worse situation. Because you are going to be benchmarking as for 64.85 when the price is dropping more than 10%, more than $10. So you're going to create the same situation, and it's going to be worse this time because political priorities are going to come in next year. They will be fighting because see. Let me tell you what I thought that was abnormal. When you create a high benchmark, not only that you are violating the debt deficit to GDP ratio, which is law, but you are also creating more borrowing, which is also going to come and haunt you on debt service. Then thirdly, because you are borrowing and it's a bogus budget, there are in the pecking order you have first line charge, which is your debt service.
Exactly.
You have salaries. If you don't pay that, they'll be out on the street.
Exactly.
You have defense. Otherwise, you'll be kidnapping more people. By the time you finish paying all those and the recurrent expenditure, there was nothing left for capital. So by the end of that December, you only done less than 10% of capital. Okay, we'll move capital to March. But from March to June, from June to December, ridiculous. It's all because of over budgeting. And because you over budgeted, what you are doing, two things you are doing. You are rushing to the market and they are rushing to domestic market.
Exactly.
Where you are issuing for treasury bills about 18%. Look at that. Now, private sector are not getting money from central bank because of their change in policy. They are now using their own money to go and buy liquidity, to go and buy your treasury bills.
Prof,
they better go and get 18% than to go and risk borrowing money at 5%.
Exactly.
And then you are crowding out private sector investment. As soon as we are crowding them out, they're also not paying for the capital expenditure.
Exactly.
People have done contract for you, they can't get paid. That's why the contractors are all over the place.
Exactly. Prof, this is a fine place to live. I believe I will have to come back to you again so that we can really talk about the budget properly. But your submission have been very instructive and laudable, particularly the 739 naira per litre fuel as initiated by Dangote for Nigerians today. Thank you so much, Prof.